How's it going, endless fans out there in the world? Welcome back to another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday, where today we're talking about how to get an AV quote faster than you ever thought before. So we're going to be talking a little bit about this and what it takes to get just a little bit more out of your AV company, so that way you can get your quotes faster, get your planning done faster, and hopefully be sipping some Mai Tais on the beach real soon. So first tip that we have for you is to consider doing a meeting over an email. Far too often as an AV company do we see it where clients email us and say, here's this, and this, all this information, can you get me a quote right away? Look, I totally get it. We want to get this done, have your people working for you while you work on other things, all those things like that, and meetings take time. But as you know, nothing beats something face-to-face. That's why we're event planners. And AV companies truly do agree. Far too often do you email over some specs, and I've even seen it where some AV companies will then come back and ask you more questions via email. And you end up spending more time actually emailing back and forth and trying to understand what's going on and the questions that you have and this and that. Things get lost in translation. Let's just solve it all by emailing at first and saying, hey, let's set up a meeting. During this meeting, a lot of questions are going to be answered, and a lot of questions and things are going to get knocked out all at once in a short 1 hour long meeting. That's all it takes. It shouldn't be like a 4-hour planning session or anything like that. Just 1 hour meeting, sometimes 45 minutes. You can go through all the details. They can ask the question. If you say something, it allows them to get a follow-up. We all have way too much email. Let's reduce it, knock it out in a 1 hour meeting, and you will find that you'll end up getting a quote because all the questions will be answered in one get-go. So you have that meeting. The next thing comes up is to get prepared for your first meeting. Obviously, you want to become prepared and not, be sucking up anybody's time. You don't want to waste your time. So what I recommend is come prepared to the table with a couple key pieces of information. And I know this seems like a little bit like basics, but sometimes it gets forgotten, and my gosh, it can slow down the process. First is your venue. Obviously knowing what venue you're going to have it in, but also specific rooms that you're going to be doing things in. Far too often when it comes to the venue, everyone says, okay, cool, yeah, we're going to be at the XYZ hotel, and that's it. Well, what rooms are you going to be in? What's going on inside those rooms? A lot of follow-up questions. Again, see how a meeting can be really, really easy? Next up as well is come prepared with the contact for that venue. A lot of times it may seem like, hey, even if you're bringing in an outside AV company or it's the in-house AV company, a lot of times they want to be connected with who your in-house contact is from the venue. The reason why this is important is that person can answer a lot of questions that you might not have the answers to. And instead of, hey, here's a bunch of questions, you go to the venue, wait for a response, you get the information, you pass it off to the AV company. Instead, connect the AV company directly to that contact. What it will allow them to do is ask for things like layouts, ask them for standing procedures. It will also allow them to review any restrictions that you may have and make sure that you're not falling into those restrictions as well. So again, saving you time. It allows them to do the work for you rather than you doing the work as well. Next up is a detailed schedule. Not just talking about, hey, we're going to need you from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., but what exactly is going on in what rooms and when exactly is this all happening, including when is breaks. I think if you can put together an extremely detailed schedule where each room is a column and it says exactly what's going on, how many microphones you need in each room, a lot of that information can speed up the time it takes versus the AV company either guessing, which is not a good idea, or B, having to come back and try to get that information out of you. So put together a detailed schedule and it will allow you to be able to get quote much faster and make sure that you have accurate labor pricing. Next up is a vision for your content. It's very, very far too often we say, oh yeah, we're gonna have a general session, we're gonna have a couple breakout rooms, that's it. Well, do you have a vision? Do you want to have a band playing? Do you want to have XYZ happen? Do you want to have it where all of a sudden a drum line comes through the room and you have them all mic'd up? Talk about the vision for that content. But also as well, what would be the ideal scenario? Do you want video content playing? All those things like that. They want to know what content is going to happen. Otherwise, you end up getting stuck with generic quotes that end up being far too generic than you need them to be. That's a whole nother topic on their own. So again, content vision. They want to know what's going on. Next up is the layouts. We talked a little bit about how it's important to connect them with your contact, but it's also important to be able to hand over the layouts as well. Hopefully at this point you know what rooms you're going to use, what they're going to be laid out. Is it classroom style? Is it rounds? Whatever it may be, put those layouts and get them over to your AV company. The reason why this is also important, it allows them to make decisions that affect your quote faster. Things like, are we going to need a rig? Are we going to need rear projection? All the things that you don't want to have to worry about, that you want your AV company to worry about, they want to get that information. Far too often do I see it where they get into the quoting process, they get it together, and then they say, okay, this is looking good. Now let me see the layouts. Okay, now everything's going to change. This allows them to get a quicker idea of what's happening in each room and any potential pitfalls, and allows you to get an accurate quote very fast. So again, to review, come to your meeting with your venue and contact, detailed schedule, content vision, layouts. Just some basics on there. Any more information you can give, the better. All right, next piece for getting a quote faster is related to price shopping. Look, I get it. We got to keep it in budget. We got to make sure that we are not just splurging money where we don't need to, and we are potentially choosing the lowest cost vendor. Totally get it. It's totally a fair argument. However, if you are price shopping and you're comparing AV companies based on price, a very, very important thing is to be transparent about competitors' quotes. This is insanely controversial, and I'm probably going to get some flack in the comments for it, but far too often are we told, oh, there's another vendor, they're at X price. I need you to come below that. Or, hey, even worse, I'm picking two vendors. I don't know which one I'm going to pick quite yet, but you know you're going to pick the one at the lowest price. The problem with this is that far too often vendors do not get compared in an apples to apples comparison. What that means is far too often you think you're getting the same thing. This screen sounds the same as this screen, this laptop sounds the same as this laptop, this microphone sounds the same as this laptop, but far too often they're not. So what I recommend that you do is be transparent about competitors' quotes. And what I mean, and this is going to get a lot of comments and flack in the comments and questions, is just share the competitors' quotes with the other company, but with one caveat: blank out the pricing. The reason why this is really important and why this saves time is twofold. First of all, it allows the company to see exactly what the other company is providing, so they can provide the exact same equipment, the exact same labor, all that sort of stuff, so you can see a true pricing comparison. The second piece of it as well is that AV companies like us like to nerd out and know the different pieces of gear. I know you look at it and it's a bunch of alphabet soup and different letters and this and that. Totally cool. Don't want you to speak AV, or you don't have to speak AV, I should say. But I can look at a list of equipment and very, very quickly determine exactly what I need to do and build a quote that matches it perfectly. The easiest quotes and the fastest quotes are when we have to compare one quote apples to apples, because we can literally just go there and say, okay, I'll take the exact same thing and build it in. However, the important part is to still have this first meeting. The reason why is that far too often that if you do this without a meeting, they just go, okay, here's the exact same thing, but it could be that they're making the same mistake the other company's having and not asking the right questions. And that's where the first meeting comes in. It's going to make it so they can check it and make sure it's good to go. What's also great as a quick bonus part of doing this and sharing it with this is the AV company will look for potential pitfalls that you might be having that will make it so that you have a poor experience, or the reason why they're cheaper is because they're leaving out X, or their labor is not set up for Y, whatever it may be. Again, being transparent, I find, is far more helpful than trying to hide things anyways. All right, on to number 4, replying quickly to AV questions. So we talked a little bit about how they're going to answer a lot of questions and talk a lot in the first meeting to get what they need, but a lot of times things pop up where we go, oh, I didn't think about this. Oh my gosh, why is there 30 microphones on this quote? Whatever it may be, we want to make sure that when that company asks for a question that we reply quickly. The biggest slog and slowdown I've seen in the process, beyond meetings and beyond not sharing the right information, is that taking forever to answer questions. And look, get it, we're all busy, but if you're looking to get that quote right away, you got to answer the questions right away. Sometimes if it's a lot of questions, just hopping on a phone call and knocking it out can really help. Maybe even having a follow-up meeting potentially would be great as well. But the biggest thing is that you want to make sure you answer them quickly, because those questions are what are keeping them from getting you the quote. Cool. All right, number 5, be open to quote walkthroughs. We have this radical process at Endless called quote walkthroughs, where we sit down with our clients and we actually walk them through everything line by line. What we found is a lot of clients initially say, I don't have time for that. Can you just send me the quote? Totally get it. You want to look through the quote, but this is what ends up happening. I send you the quote, you put it in your email box, you don't look at it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, gets pushed off. Oh my gosh, the deadline's coming up. I got to decide. You're stressed out and you can't make the right decision because it's been a couple weeks since you've looked at the quotes, or even hours, whatever it may be. So what I find is I do this thing called a quote walkthrough. A quote walkthrough is basically when I walk you through that quote line by line, and what that allows me to do is to show you everything. So what it does is it allows you to understand the equipment better. And in fact, that's a bonus tip for your first meeting, is if you know equipment basics and some small things about it, it allows you to ask for very specific things that you need versus the AV company guessing or having to build out an elaborate quote that can catch all in every single scenario. So, but when you do these quote walkthroughs, it allows you to understand what's on the quote. But what you find is there's this catch-22. Sure, you're spending time with the company walking you through the quote line by line, but what you find is you might find there's mistakes made in it. You might find that there's already edits because the schedule's already changed, whatever it may be. And what it allows you to do is to get an updated, revised quote even faster. And on the spot, you can make those decisions really, really quickly and get it fixed right away. So while it seems counterproductive to have more meetings, it ends up saving you more time. I promise you. Number 6, being clear about deadlines. Far too often do I see it where we go into a meeting and unless we ask for it, we don't know what your deadline and your schedule looks like. From the beginning, you need to be very, very transparent about your deadlines. From the second that you contact the company to the second you set up your first meeting, all those sort of pieces. If you need to have this done in a week, you need to give us a heads up as soon as possible. The reason why is because we need every minute that we get in this quoting process that we want to get done faster always does take time. And that's one of the unfortunate things, is it's just one of those processes we haven't automated with computers quite yet and can't do it for us. But the second we get there, that'll be fantastic. But it does take manual labor to select the right equipment, the right labor, and build you an accurate quote and budget. So with that being said, be clear about your deadlines. And also be clear if there is some flexibility in it as well. Because sometimes having a little bit extra time means that you get an accurate quote and it isn't rushed. Because they say Rome wasn't built in a day, so same with AV quotes. They sometimes take a little bit longer than a day. So be clear about those deadlines from the beginning. So there you go. Just to recap, meetings over email. Come prepared with your first meeting with a bunch of information. When doing price shopping, be transparent with other companies' quotes. Reply quickly to their questions, be open to the idea of quote walkthroughs, and then be clear about deadlines. With that, you should see that a much improvement in the time it takes for you to get quotes, and you should see an extremely fast turnaround. And on top of that, your AV company will love you because you're getting them the information they need to do their job. So I hope this was super, super successful. If you're watching this right now on YouTube, click that subscribe and like button down below. We really appreciate it. And leave us a comment. We want to know, what tips do you have for getting quotes from vendors faster? Do you have a certain tip? Leave it down in the comments below. We want to hear it below. If you like this a lot, again, smash that like button. We really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, just feel free to hesitate, especially if you have any ideas for future Whiteboard Wednesday videos. We'd love to see them. I hope this was super successful and helpful for you guys. I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday, and we will see you all very, very soon. Adios.